अस्सलाम वालेकुम स्टूडेंट्स। मैं आज आपके साथ जो टॉपिक डिस्कस करने जा रही हूँ वो है फाइनाइट एंड नॉन फाइनाइट वर्ब्स। फाइनाइट एंड नॉन फाइनाइट वर्ब्स। ये जो टॉपिक मैंने आपके लिए बहुत ही इसको आसान कर दिया ताकि आपको पता चल जाए, आपके लिए आसान हो जाए डिफरेंशिएट करना फाइनाइट और नॉन फाइनाइट्स के बीच में। लेट अस स्टार्ट आवर लेक्चर. Let me first tell you what is the basic difference between the finite and non-finite verbs. And let me start this difference with by these examples. Okay, I have written here the first example, that is Ram went to market to purchase fruits. Ram went to market to purchase fruits. Second example is Ria ran fast to save a child. Okay, now if I take the first sentence, that is Ram went to market to purchase fruits, here Ram is subject. Okay, Ram is subject. Went is verb. Okay, and again another word, there is another word, that is to purchase. Okay, now let me take another example. Ria ran fast to save a child. Here Ria is subject. Okay, ran is again here verb, and to save, it is again verb. Now the verb that comes just after the subject, that verb is known as finite verb. And the verb that comes elsewhere in the sentence is known as non-finite verb. So in the first example that I have cited here, Ram went to market to purchase fruits. Here Ram is subject, and the verb that comes just after the subject is went. So went is here finite verb because it comes after the subject Ram. And another verb, to purchase, it comes elsewhere in the sentence, so it is non-finite verb. Okay, in the second sentence, ran is here finite verb because it comes just after the Ria is the subject, so it is finite verb. Okay, to save, it is non-finite verb because it comes elsewhere in the sentence. Okay, so you have got what is the basic difference, how you can identify, how you can differ in between the finite and the non-finite verbs. So the verbs that come just after the subject is known as finite verb, and the verb that comes elsewhere in the sentence are known as non-finite verbs. So to make it more easy to identify the finite and the non-finite verbs, I have cited here some more examples. So let us go with the first identification. Okay, let me take the first sentence. First example, I study English to improve my communication. Second is, I am studying English to get a good job. Third example that I have written here, that is, she will study English to enhance her conversation. So here, study, what is the subject in the first sentence? That is I. Okay, in the second sentence again I, and in the third sentence it is she. Okay, what is a finite verb in the first sentence? That is study. And in the second sentence, that is am studying. Okay, and in the third sentence it is will study. So these are the finite verbs, and you have marked a big change here. That is, finite verbs, they change as per tense. For example, here it was study, and in the second sentence, when the tense changes, the verb also changes. Okay, I am studying. In the first sentence, it was a present tense. I study English to improve my communication. And in the second sentence, it is am studying. So it is continuous tense. It is in present continuous tense. And in the third sentence, she will study. It is will study. That means it is in the future tense. So the verbs, that means of study and studying, will study. It changes according to the tense and the time. But आपने यहाँ पर एक और मार्क की होगी चीज, to improve, to get, to enhance. These are the non-finite verbs, and they do not change. And they do not change. So finite verbs change as per tense and time, but non-finite verbs do not change. Second identification, let me take an example. I go to Bhopal to visit my uncle. She goes to Bhopal to visit her uncle. They have gone to Bhopal to meet Prime Minister. Here I use different these subjects, singular and plural. The singular subjects that I have used here are he, she, and I. Okay? And the plural subjects that I have used here is they. For example, in the first sentence I have used I. It is a first person singular. Okay? And the verb that just comes after this subject is go. Okay? I go. And in the second sentence, here it comes the subject, third person singular, she. But the verb that again I use here is goes. In the first sentence, it was go. In the second sentence, as the subject changes, I have written here goes. Okay? And in the third sentence, I have used here they. They, it is a plural. Okay? So the subject, so the this verb, it also changes. So the finite verb changes as per the number of subjects. For example, in the first sentence it was singular, so it was here it remained here go. But in the second sentence, as subject changes, the verb also changes. And in the third sentence, as subject again changes, the verb also changes. But it had no effect on the non-finite verbs. So finite verbs changes as per the number of subjects, but non-finite verbs do not change. So this was my lecture. आज के लिए ये मुझे लगता है काफ़ी है. आपको अब बेसिक डिफरेंस फाइनाइट नॉन फाइनाइट वर्ब्स के बीच में समझ आ गया होगा, और हम कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे कि फाइनाइट वर्ब नॉन फाइनाइट वर्ब सेंटेंस में हम कैसे आइडेंटिफाई कर पाएंगे. इंशाल्लाह ताला अगली बार में और आपके थर्ड आइडेंटिफिकेशन भी है और नॉन फाइनाइट वर्ब्स के बारे में भी हम थोड़ी बात करेंगे. टिल देन, अल्लाह हाफिज.